I signed that prenup with tears blurring the ink, believing I was shielding the man I loved from my struggling family. His mother watched me sign it with that satisfied gleam in her eyes. But 3 months later, when my father's attorney called about my inheritance, that smug expression evaporated faster than morning dew. Before we dive into this life-altering journey, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. You'll want to witness every revelation when I uncovered my family's buried truth. Let's begin. They claim love sees no boundaries? I discovered the boundaries were mine all along. My name is Elena Rossi, and this is how a single document rewrote everything I understood about devotion, bloodlines, and my own value. It started 18 months ago when I taught middle school art in Hartford. My salary barely covered rent, but watching kids discover their creativity, that was my real paycheck. Until I met Daniel Wellington. I was restocking clay at Artisan's Haven when laughter erupted behind me. Deep, contagious, irresistible. A man in a Brioni suit was chuckling at his phone near the oil paints. "Forgive me," he grinned, ocean blue eyes crinkling. "My nephew just texted a meme of cats painting Monet." He extended his hand. "Daniel." "Elena," I replied, clay dust coating my fingers. We talked until closing time. He was a senior partner at Wellington and Shaw, yet asked about my students' pottery projects like they were gallery exhibitions. 4 months, he courted me relentlessly. Brought fresh croissants to my classroom, funded our mural project, charmed my widowed father in our walk-up apartment. I fell completely. Then came dinner with the Wellingtons. Their Newport estate felt like a museum. Ancestral portraits, silent staff, Venetian chandeliers. Daniel's mother, Victoria, greeted me with glacial elegance. "The art instructor," she said, making it sound like a hobby. Over-seared scallops, her needles hid in velvet. "How quaint that you make ends meet. Public schools need passionate souls like you," Daniel's father, Arthur, offered kindly, though his eyes kept darting to Victoria. Daniel squeezed my hand beneath the tablecloth when comments grew sharp, but never truly stopped them. The proposal came during sunset at the harbor. He knelt with a flawless emerald ring. My yes was pure euphoria. Victoria's first words at their mansion: "Arthur, alert the attorneys about the prenuptial agreement." The document was a surgical dissection of my worth. No claim to Wellington assets. 3 years capped support if divorced. Reputation clause, voiding everything if I embarrassed them. I signed in Arthur's wood-paneled study, tears spotting the parchment. Victoria observed over her teacup, triumphant. 5 months later, Dad collapsed. Aneurysm. The hospital vigil stretched endlessly. Daniel brought coffee, held me during breakdowns, reminding me why I'd loved him. On Dad's last conscious night, he gripped my hand. "Sweetheart." Safety deposit box. Keys in my toolbox. Behind the socket set. The lawyer's office felt sterile. Mr. Henderson passed me a tarnished key. "Open it alone, Elena." The vault smelled of cold metal and forgotten stories. Inside, faded Financial Times headlines. Envirotech founder Marco Rossi seals $3.9 billion deal. Photos of Dad shaking hands with world leaders at climate summits. Property deeds spanning 3 countries. A handwritten letter. "My Elena. I chose simplicity so you'd value substance over status. But now, my fortune is your shield. Use it to dismantle their ivory towers." "Dad," Daniel found me clutching the documents in our penthouse. "Why conceal this?" he demanded when I revealed the $1.2 billion inheritance. To see if you defend Elena Rossi, the art teacher, I whispered. You only defend Elena Rossi, the heiress. The next Wellington dinner was surreal. Victoria served duck confit with condescension. Taking leave from teaching, Elena? I placed Swiss bank statements beside her bone china. Managing Dad's legacy requires focus. Arthur choked on his Bordeaux. Marco Rossi was your? My father. The man whose modest means amused you. Victoria's porcelain skin flushed crimson. We never implied that dating your son was my greatest achievement? You did. The unraveling was swift. Victoria invited me to chair her charity gala. Daniel's estranged sister sent roses. Daniel himself begged to nullify the prenup. We can reset, he pleaded. Can we? I asked. The man I loved wouldn't have let that document exist. I returned his ring but kept the prenup, my trophy of liberation. Today, the Rossi Green Foundation funds arts in urban schools. I teach in a light-filled studio I designed. Met Jake, a wildlife biologist, debating almond milk at a coffee shop. Victoria's name surfaced in society blogs last week. Wellington matriarch loses museum board seat amid financial scrutiny. That prenup was Victoria's weapon. It became my armor. True worth isn't measured in portfolios. It's the value you refuse to let others assign you. If you've ever been judged by your origins, smash like, subscribe for more unfiltered truths, comment below. When did you realize your real value?